Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is going to be this very easy, fall appropriate berry smoky eye and lip. It's one of my favorite looks to wear in the fall and winter time. And like I said, it's very easy to achieve. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then just keep watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, so to start this look, I'm going to start by priming my face. And I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. And I'm just applying this with my fingers all over the face, but mostly in the T-zone is where I tend to lose my makeup the fastest. And now I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation and just putting a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm taking the back of the Beauty Blender, and this is a new way I have been putting on my foundation the past couple days, and I am really loving it. It gives me just the right amount of coverage. And also just keeps the face hydrated and moist. You may have to play around with your Beauty Blender for a few days and make sure you get the right amount of dampness to it so it applies your foundation just the way you want it. I typically use a kabuki brush, and with this being a matte foundation, sometimes my skin can be a little dry, and so using this Beauty Blender helps it to not be too matte or drying on the skin throughout the day. For concealer, I'm just taking the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light, and I just apply a small triangle underneath the eye as usual. And I also do in between the eyebrows and around the nose because I tend to get red there due to allergies and hormones, all that fun stuff. I have to blow my nose like 12 times a day because I have chronic allergy and sinus issues. It is no fun. And I'm going to be blending this out with the damp Beauty Blender as well, so everything blends really seamlessly. The key is to use a light hand when you're blending everything out. If you push too hard, you can take off all the concealer that you just applied. And if you don't push hard enough, then you might leave too much product on the skin. So just use a nice light to medium pressure and blending everything out, and using a dabbing motion will help press everything into the skin. Now I'm just taking this highlighter from Benefit Cosmetics. I believe it's the What's Up highlighter. It is such a beautiful cream highlighter. It's just a very light pink shade. It would look fabulous on any skin tone, and it's just a really great consistency. So I like to apply this on the high points of my face and just blend it out with my finger or a damp Beauty Blender. And later we'll go in with a highlighter that's a powder, and we'll just kind of put that on top of it so it's nice and set. I'm just going to set my concealer in place using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. Just a really great translucent powder that mattifies everything and really hides those pores. And the brush I'm using is the e.l.f. Tapered Highlighting Brush. It's about $1 at Target. It's such a great brush. Definitely worth the investment of a whole $1. Now I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to use this berry tone shade. It doesn't have a name. I got it in a makeup kit from school, but any kind of plum berry toned eyeshadow would work great. Preferably, I probably wouldn't even recommend this shadow because it did have a lot of fallout, and it also doesn't have a ton of pigmentation. So as you'll see here in just a second, I have to go and reapply quite a few times. So what I'm doing is I'm applying this all over the lid with this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. It's just a very compact, fluffy brush, and it's kind of a new thing I'm trying with this brush since I'm just using the one shadow really. I thought it would make things easier. So I'm just packing it on the lid, and then in a second I'm going to buff everything out. Now at first it's not going to look very good. You're going to think, what am I doing? But once you start to blend everything out and add a transition shade, things will come together. I did go back in with my finger. Like I said, this isn't a super pigmented eyeshadow, so I had to keep reapplying and trying to get the best of it that I could. Some other great shadows that you could use, I bet Makeup Geek has one. I know they have a lot of really pretty shimmery pigmented shadows. Makeup Forever might have one. Pretty much anything other than this brand, I'm really not even sure what it is, would be better. Also, if you have a eyeshadow that is a little bit more pigmented, you probably won't need to take as many steps as I do in this video. I do go in with another purple and some transition shades just because this one shadow just wasn't pigmented enough. So just know that if you have a better eyeshadow, you might be able to skip a lot of the steps that I take. And this look takes a lot of blending, pretty much no matter what, because you just want to make sure you have no harsh lines and everything's buffed out really nicely when you do a smoky eye. That's pretty much the key to any smoky eye, is blending. Now I'm just taking this shadow from the Loreal palette. These shadows are okay, they're not amazing, but these light neutral shades are just fine. This is kind of a light taupey shade that I just threw in my crease there. And the brush I'm using here is just the Sedona Lace 863 blending brush. Now I'm taking this dark purple shade from the Loreal palette as well, and that's just to give me a little bit more color and darkness right there on the lid. If you really wanted to make this really smoky and dark, you could throw a black eyeliner or some kind of cream base underneath from the beginning, and that would really help intensify the whole look. And again, I'm just going in and blending. Sorry about my hair in this video. I did just take a shower and it was wet, so I threw it up and I finished it later. Now I'm just taking this ivory white shade. It's the Loreal like frosted icing, I believe. Any kind of white shade would work, and we're just going to pop a little tiny bit of this underneath our brow bone. And I'm just using my flat Pro Shader brush from Sephora. I like to apply this at the highest point of the brow. That's typically where the light naturally hits, and then you just kind of buff it out from there. And if you notice you've gotten a little bit messy with your blending, then this will also help clean up the top of the eye. And we're also just going to pop this in the inner corner just for extra highlight. It really opens up the eyes. If you're wondering why everyone does that, it just really helps bring the whole look together and open up the eyes. And just blending one last time. Now I'm just taking a nice creamy black liner. This is the Buxom black eyeliner pencil, and I'm just going to run this in the waterline and then also the upper waterline as well, just to hide any gaps. And now I'm going in with that same berry shadow with a pencil brush, and this is where we're really going to bring the smokiness together. We're just going to pop that underneath the lower lash line, and just take your time with this. Don't apply too much product, but if you just do a smooth line underneath the eye and then blend it out, you can achieve the lower lash line smokiness. I'm also going to take this matte black shade. Any black eyeshadow will work, and you just pop that right underneath the eye as well. Just try not to do as much smokiness as you did with the purple color. You want to keep this one a little bit closer to the lash line. Now I'm just popping that same eyeliner up on the top lid. I'm just kind of lining my eye very, very carefully. Just doing a really thin line just to define it a little bit more. And then I will go in with an angled eyeshadow brush and smudge that out a little bit so it's not so harsh. And you can take a little bit of black eyeshadow on the brush as well, and that can help really blend that out nicely. and it will also help prolong the wear of the eyeliner. And I'm just doing the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm just going to give my eyelashes a quick curl and apply some mascara. I typically like to do about 2 coats, and I will be applying false lashes. This mascara is the Covergirl Full Lash Bloom Mascara. I've been using it for quite some time. It's just a great mascara. I really like Covergirl's wands and their application. Now I am applying the Ardell Glamour Wispies. I was having an issue putting it on today, but I did get them on. These are very inexpensive lashes. You can get them at Target, Walmart, Sally's Beauty Supply. I really like them. The Ardell Wispies are my personal favorite, but they do have some other ones, and I know they just came out with some double up eyelashes. So there's actually like 2 pairs on one lash, and I'm very interested in trying those. Now I'm going to contour my face a little bit with the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. I'm keeping it very light though, because the eyes and the lips are going to be so dramatic. You don't want to go dramatic on the rest of the face, or it can be a little too much. And I'm going to bring this onto the forehead and temples as well. I like to put it on my tip of my nose, and then also my jawline and down to my neck, just so everything matches. I forgot to mention earlier that if you are new to makeup, if you have brown eyes, purples and berry tones look so amazing on brown-eyed girls. They also look really good on green eyes, but if you have brown eyes and you're having a hard time picking a color, purples and blues look amazing on brown eyes. Also bronzies. For blush, I'm using the Urban Decay Afterglow blush in the shade Rapture. It's just a really beautiful kind of purpley mauve color. And I'm applying this with the same brush that I use for bronzer. It's just the Morphe M556 brush. Again, I'm not being too heavy-handed on this because our eyes are so dramatic. Now I'm taking the Colourpop highlighter in the shade Stole the Show, and I'm going to pop just a tiny little bit of that right on top of the cheeks where we applied that cream highlighter. Now I'm just going to apply some Lower Lash Mascara just to complete the look. I just recently got a new Lower Lash Mascara from Clinique. It has a really cute little wand, and it's long wearing so it doesn't smudge down onto my skin. But I seem to have misplaced it, so I wasn't able to use it in this video. Now I'm just going to blot off some chapstick that I had on and apply my lipstick. This is the Revlon Black Cherry lipstick. It's a beautiful deep plum color, and Revlon is of course very inexpensive. If you're new to wearing bold lipsticks, then I definitely recommend putting a lip liner underneath to help guide you. And I'm just blotting really quickly to help prolong the lip color. That is a completed look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Leave me some comments letting me know what else you'd like to see, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!